Alright, we're back, everyone. I've literally lost track of how many videos I've done for this series. We're on some number. This is the Fallout 4 to Desolate Star Mechanics Monday video series. I'm working on getting the object snapping for building to work correctly. It's about 7 a.m. here where I'm at, and I've been working on this for about 7 hours, so I'm getting a little tired and making a lot of dumb mistakes. So I apologize in advance, but I've made some corrections on the code in the previous videos. Moved our dist for distance calculator up to our good placement check here. I also went ahead and removed the good placement check altogether here, which that may come back in later on. I've also down here, let's see, build mode, up and down menu, our make movable. I put in a check just to make sure that if it's false, this should fire only one time. I ran into a small problem with having multiple game objects in the scene. I'm definitely going to have to move most of the mechanics off, most of the key control mechanics off of the cube and try to move them to another script. It doesn't need to be on every single object, and it is causing problems all over the place, so I will redesign that for actually putting it into the game. Removed the return statement down here. It was ridiculous. It wasn't even doing anything worthwhile. Don't even know what else I've changed. I'm just going to scroll through the code real slowly here from the top, and feel free to pause it and copy it, make any corrections that you see. I did make the distance variable serialized field so I could see it in the editor while I was testing. These are just comments. You can skip that. And y'all can pause the YouTube video all you want at any point. And I haven't filled in all of the raycast code yet either, so we're going to do that real quick here shortly. And this will all be cleaned up later on. I'll probably have to restructure this entire thing when I get ready to move it into Desolate Star. I'm probably not going to upload the code on this to my server like I did before. I'm just kind of going through this as a video log of what I've done and what I'm doing. Hopefully this will be useful to somebody. Okay, there's the end of our code. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what it looks like in game. Move the camera around just a little bit here. Okay. Alright. Hopefully we won't have any weird bugs. So this is in-game. We still have our UI saying, hey, we're in build mode. Hit E, and we can move our object around. Zoom is now broken, so I'll have to work on that. Snapping still works. Unfortunately, I don't have a way to unsnap it yet. We'll work on that. So first of all, let's see if we can figure out why our zoom controls no longer work. And it looks like it's wrapped in something that is controlling the true false of something else, maybe. Okay, so that's in controls. And if it is movable, equals true. Yes. Okay. Oh, right, because the distance is... It's being edited there, but it's also being set right here. So, son of a bitch. Let's try moving this. You know what? I think it was working in start just fine. And unfortunately, our camera being static right now, it's going to have to stay there. So let's test this and at least make it work. Make it do work. Oh, go on build mode. Yep, min, max, and let's see if we can get this thing to snap. Boom, bottom. Alright, so we fixed a couple of bugs there, and I'll have to figure out where a good place to put that is after I've had a little more sleep and I can think for more than 2 seconds. So, so the only things that we have left are the front and back collider, it looks like, and left collider. So we can do this pretty easily. Let's see. This. And we're going to do plus, plus, and then we're going to take ray left hit. Alright, so that's moving the box to the left, and then we just need to do front and back, which we'll have to use a new edit. I believe we're going to be working only on the Z, or on the Z axis for those outside of the, or inside the United States. Z for outside the United States usually. Okay, so we'll keep this. Keep this. And we're going to be taking front hit. Back hit. All right, so moving forward, we want to, if we're trying to attach our block to the back of something, which would be the front of our block, it's gonna get sketchy because I'm not thinking about rotation either. I don't know if raycast would actually be the best way to do this, to be honest. But, you know what? We'll screw around with rotation later. I want to get this mechanic finished, and then we'll move on to the next piece in the next video. So, let's see. We're going to be doing the back first. So we need to take this... Z, and let's see if we're doing the back side, which would be the front of the other object. I believe that's correct. Z plus. Okay. We'll have to test this a little bit and see how it goes. I usually always end up getting one of these backwards, and considering how tired I am, I'm probably doing it backwards and upside down. So there's no telling where this cube is actually going to end up. Alright, let's do this thing. And I'm going a bit into game view, build mode. Grab. Okay, whoops. Did not want to do that. Move it back. And it's stuck, not where I wanted. Null reference exception, not set to an instance of an object. Okay, so I got an error. On our build cube here. Okay. Back hit dot transform dot position z. Okay. What did we do wrong here? Let's see. Okay. Object reference not set to an instance of an object. 209. Yep, that didn't work. There we go. That'll work. That's the problem with doing multi-line code. One line of code on multiple lines is sometimes it looks a little confusing, but once you do it a few times, it's not so bad. Okay. Snap front works. This may get a little dicey trying to do snap back, but boom, snap back works. All right, excellent. Friggin' beautiful. Okay, so the next thing that we need to do is when we move our mouse away from the cube, as soon as it gets outside and stops raycasting out here, it needs to make this object, it's going to turn off the good placement and turn on the is movable, or turn off the good placement trigger, and then we can do, we can move it around again. So that works. Alright. So we're actually going to add another item here. And we're going to put a question mark on it because we're not really sure if it's going to work or not. So we did this. Boom. Number 2. Build snap to mechanics. Done. Now the next thing we need to build is mechanics where the raycast moves out of the game object bounds and then it resets good placement trigger to false. Okay. Alright. So currently we have is build mode, is movable. Let's see. I guess we need to do it in update. It's in our update, and if build mode is on and is movable true, yes, and then we need to do let's see, let me think for a second. We need to do a raycast out of, let's see, if we do a raycast from the camera, trying to think of a good way that we could do this. Maybe like a toggle or a trigger of some sort. Okay. Alright, so if good placement equals true, then we're going to do a raycast from camera. If not, game object, good placement, set to false. Okay. So let's say raycast placement cam ray hit, and I'll say ray placement cam ray equals new ray. We need it from the camera. Go into the mouse position forever. I think we did that once before here somewhere. Oh, where are you? I had it set up here somewhere. What the heck? There it is. Okay. Okay. So we have our ray there, and then we're not going to do a debug necessarily. And we're going to say physics.raycast. And let me make sure I get my formula right. The ray, the out, and the distance. Okay. So in this case, all we need is the ray and the out because we need it to go pretty much infinitely, which is fine. So we're going to say placement hit. Okay. So this is where it's going to get a little weird. I don't know if this is going to work or not, but essentially it's saying if the ray out is hitting something other than this object, then we should turn off the good placement, and then the object should be movable again. So I'm going to go ahead and test that real quick, and it won't look pretty if it... Oh, God, errors everywhere. Placement ray cam head. Camera head. What? Use of unassigned local variable. Oh my gosh. Out. Alright. I'm way too tired. Make sure I did this right. Yes. Okay. Alright. Try this again. There we go. Alright. Get that. Build mode. Boom. Okay. So that did not work. That's what I thought. Okay. All right, let's go back over to our code. Debug.log. All right. Beginning check raycast. All right. Let's see if that at least fires out. Come on, come on. Okay, beginning raycast for good placement trigger. Okay, excellent. So it is working. At least the Boolean is working. Log. Let's see. Placement camera hit dot collider dot name. All right. Build cube. So it is getting the name. Okay. So our raycast. Okay, so our raycast is actually not firing the way that we thought. So it's getting to right here. If placement ray collider dot name not equal this game object dot name. Oh, okay. I don't know what it's actually gonna hit necessarily. It should be firing all the time, I would think, if it's in update. It is not firing all the time. Okay, let's try this again. Let me think for a second while I'm doing this. Okay. Let's see. So when I mouse away from it, this stops. Then it should be null. Well, I have one theory, but it's not a good one. I could put a trigger in the very distant background, like 1,000 units away. And if the raycast goes out and hits it, then it could turn off the good placement. which I think is probably going to be the only way to do this. Just test the theory and see if it works. So let's see. Let's do it as a child. Let's see. Create empty. And we'll do box collider. If we do 1,000 away, it should be fine. And we'll say placement off. Okay. Placement off. Okay. Build mode. Yeah. Snap. Bam. But that did not turn our cube good placement off for some reason. It sure as heck fired that a lot, didn't it? So it's false right there, and it is still firing. So that doesn't make any sense at all. So that means that something is forcing it to be true at some point. Oh my God, because it's already, yeah, that makes sense. Because the box is where it is. So what I need to do is set the position of the box again. So we'll have to get the distance again. Do a new raycast. Wait a minute. Let's see. Alright, I am getting way too tired. I'm having trouble focusing, so I'm going to finish this up after I get some sleep. Basically, all I need to do is send the raycast out again. Basically move the cube where it needs to go, where the raycast is going out into the world point, screen point array. So I'm going to go to bed and get some sleep, come back, knock this out, and we will finish it up for Mechanics Monday. So thank you for watching.